Hey guys, Ben here. Great to be back with another video. It has been so long, but I could not be happier to be returning with this video because it's about something that I'm extremely passionate about and I'm super excited to share with you guys. For the past year, I've been working on a writing course for middle and high schoolers to address a lot of the fundamental communication skills that get overlooked in your education that I wish I didn't have to learn on my own. And no matter what you're doing, you're always going to be producing written content. So as a little bit of a teaser, I've put together a list of 10 things that you can do right now to improve your writing. They don't even need the course for it. I'm pretty much giving you the course for free, but this is just a tiny fraction of what we'll cover. And we'll cover things like this way more in depth. But yeah, a fun little teaser for you to get the vibe. So without further ado, let's get into it. 10 ways to improve, all right? Tip number 1, read bad writing. We are always in class reading this amazing, professional books that have survived 100 years in the literary canon, just like the most amazing stuff out there. And you look at it and you're like, what's so exceptional about this? How is it different from what I'm writing? And the way that you pick out the mistakes you're making in your own writing is by recognizing those mistakes in other people's writing. Read your worst enemy's writing. You always hear, edit your own writing like it's your worst enemy reading it. No, we gotta flip the script on that. You gotta read other people's writing like you are their worst enemy. And that's when you learn about the ways that you can go wrong and the ways that you can improve. Next thing, build a sentence toolkit, all right? I want you to think about right now how many different ways you can structure a sentence. The cat jumped over the fence, right? Just like the noun, verb, noun. Super simple structure. Then you start throwing commas, semicolons, colons, a bunch of commas. You can have a list in a sentence. You can have a bunch of dashes. So many different things that you can have going on, right? And yet, so much writing that I read is just the same structure over and over again. So when you become conscious of the variety of choices at your disposal and you start consciously making an effort to vary up your own writing choices, your writing quality is going to skyrocket. It's going to be so much more flowing and fluid. You want to give something for your reader to chew on, but not anything too hard. You want to give them a steak, but not just like a raw steak, you know? Something right in that sweet spot where they're working but they're enjoying and you keep giving them something interesting. All right? And thing number 3, the most important element that you can put together there is a short, powerful sentence. Short, powerful sentences are going to take your writing to the next level. Just literally 5 words max. Just put it right in the middle of something. Put it right in the middle of your English essay. Put it right in the middle of your college essay. It'll bring the pace back for a second. It'll pause, it'll halt, it'll force the reader to really focus on what you're saying in those 5 words. Short, powerful sentences are the key to leveling up your writing, all right? Now, say you've got those down. Say you think you're a writing expert. I still got more tips for you because that was only 3. Look up words you know, okay? And that sounds silly, that sounds stupid, that sounds like a waste of time, right? It's not, because the way we know words is colloquially, right? We know them and how to speak them. We can give a loose definition, but writing requires precision. It requires choosing the perfect exact right word and understanding all the connotations behind it. So by checking the dictionary for words that you know, you can find a much more comprehensive understanding of when to use this word in this context and that word in that context, and really flesh out your understanding of the entire English language, because a fluid comprehension of the language is, again, the key to great writing. Think first, write later. That means outlining your writing before you get into it. And for some of you are looking at me like, Ben, I do that all the time and I can never get started writing. And some of you are like, wait, I can plan things? Right, so for group number 2, That's the tip for you. For group number 1, I have a different tip, believe it or not. Make a mess, okay? Start writing. That is the key to great writing, is starting with something bad and making it good. The most important thing is to have an idea on the page that you can improve and develop and bring to fruition. So much time is spent looking at a blank page. You do not want to be stuck on that. This is terrifying and frightening, but you are not a child anymore. You know lots of words. In fact, you even look up words that you know. So you're like a vocabulary expert. Just throw some of them on the page. It doesn't even have to be coherent. And then you look at it the next day and you're like, oh, I have an idea for this. I have an idea for that. So many writers operate in that way. But you think your first draft has to be perfect. It doesn't. Nobody ever sees it except you, or maybe your mom, if she's a really nice editor. Thank you, Mom, for looking at my first drafts once in a while. I appreciate that. And then delete, delete, delete. Here's what you want to always be conscious of cutting out in your writing. Unnecessary adverbs, unnecessary modifiers, words like really, just, like, this type of stuff. Just play around with your sentences and try deleting phrases that you feel are unnecessary, or phrases that you feel are really necessary, and see if it changes the meaning. If your sentence changes the meaning, then you've cut out an essential part. But if it reads exactly the same without that little chunk, it's time for it to go. Time for it to go. It's time to move on. It's time to move on to thing number 8? Are we on 8? I think we're on 8. Stick random words together. That sounds stupid. Let me put it in a way that's going to change the way that you look at language, okay? Let me talk about chess. And you're like, Dad, shut up about chess. No. This is important and relevant. I promise. Just stick words together. Make new words. Add like ness to the end of a word. Or like lessness, groundlessness. Wow, that's a nice word. Skylessness, that's a nice word. We just made 2 new words. Or just stick random nouns together. Because the English language is amazing in that it has flexible parts of speech. So a word that can be a noun can also be an adjective, can also be a whatever, like spaceman, spacesuit. Space is a noun, but there it's an adjective. By taking full advantage of that, you can really improve your writing. Just make up words that fit the context, you know? Now you have a really precise definition of words because you followed tip 5. Now you can apply that, okay? Use machines. Use a random word generator when you're stuck. Use a random name generator when you want to call your character Beep Bop Fiddleschwitz, you know? Like, be flexible with the tools that you're applying. There's so many resources on the internet. Find your niches and take advantage of them. Okay, tip number 10. Super simple, but probably the most important tip on this list. Ask for help. You are surrounded by people who also speak English and kind of maybe know how to read or write. But we're so afraid to share. Find a community of people that you're comfortable sharing your writing with, because that's how you improve. You improve together. Writing might seem like such an individual sport, right? And it is. At the end of the day, you're the one coming up with the ideas. But you don't have to be the only one thinking about the best way to put them on paper, right? That's what your friends are for. They can bring their new perspectives to writing. And that's another place where the internet can be helpful. So many resources out there right now. So many communities that you can connect with and improve together with. And of course, the best way to ask for help is to take my writing course. I am smooth with it. That is the shameless plug. No, I only genuinely offer this course because I really believe in the material that I'm teaching in it. And I really want to share everything I know about writing with people so that you can... Words are so powerful. They are so beautiful. They're the most fundamental tools that we use every day. If you can't maximize their potential to bring out the best in yourself, pitch your own ideas, articulate someone else's, think analytically and creatively and passionately about writing, you're going to be less successful and happy in whatever you end up doing, right? And, I can't reinvent the wheel, but I can show you the beauty of words and how to utilize it. And that's what I want to do. So, 10 weeks, weekly meetings, 1.5 hours a week, flowsems.com. We meet in small groups. You can click on the website for more information, and we discuss writing. Sign up. It is $250 for the course. That's not to exclude anybody. If you're on free or subsidized lunches, I'll offer you the course for free or at an extremely discounted price. I am here to teach, and I hope I can see y'all. Courses kick off late June. Yeah, sign up. And if you don't, I hope these tips are helpful. And of course, I've gone through them really quickly. The course will not be bing, bang, boom. The course will be thoughtful and, all that. But yeah, thanks so much for listening. I want to make the world a better written place. All right, peace.